Good morning, friends. Hello, hello. Good morning, friends. Hello. How are you this morning? Hope you're doing grand. Hello. How are you all? We pick up another week in Blessed Holy Week. We come to move through these days. Hope that you are finding meaning in them and worthwhile joy. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. We are in this week. We have all manner of opportunities to come and worship and to mark this week. On Wednesday, we will begin by joining in with our cohort that we have been traveling through Lent with, as well as our friends at John Newman Church up in East Freetown, and we will have the chance to worship in a tenebra service. There's information about that on the page. If you're interested in that service, it'll start at 6. We'll have a little soup, and then we'll join together in worship on Wednesday. Thursday, we will have our Maundy Thursday service. We'll be worshiping in Bogle Chapel. It is beautiful. We'll have a beautiful setup there. On Friday, from 1 to 3, we'll have the church open with music and a short concluding reading at 3 o'clock to have a little time of meditation together to mark the hour of Good Friday. And then Sunday at 10 o'clock we will have our Easter service. We will have communion, and we'll have the opportunity to a ton of great music worked up. We have some special musicians coming in. It's going to be a great service. So any of those that are in your can be a part of your journey today, I hope you will find them or this week to mark this week. So, hey, good morning, Jamie. Glad you're here. Sharon, hope you're doing great, healing well. I'm becoming a first-time grandmother sometime next 24 hours. Congratulations. That's fantastic. What a blessing. I hope it's great and all is well. We'll keep us in our prayers. Good morning, John. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, friends. All right, let's get going this morning. It is the 31st day of March. We have made it through March, friends. The old timers in Maine used to say we're climbing March Hill. And so we have climbed it. Tomorrow we enter into April Fool's Day, and all that brings. I hope that blessings come with you. That it is Holy Week, and today is what is known as Holy Tuesday. Sorry, Thursday. To Holy Tuesday, that we might find, and so something significant happens most every day of Holy Week, and this day. Jesus had gone to the temple yesterday and flipped over all the tables, made a big ruckus, and then left town and went back to Bethany and spent the night. And so today he is back. He comes back into Jerusalem. He passes the fig tree, and then in Matthew's 21 to 23 and those chapters, we find him in the temple teaching and preaching to not just the people, but to taking on the complaints, the contentions, and the traps of the Pharisees and the Sadducees and basically all comers. That this is in one big kind of theological throwdown that happens in the temple. He made a ruckus yesterday. And on Tuesday, he shows up and throws down on all of them, the entire establishment. He basically tears them all apart in different ways. And so there's this, and this it's an amazing image, and it's an amazing thing. He certainly made his point yesterday when he went in and flipped over the tables and the money changers. But then he goes back to not just say that's not cool, this adulteration of the temple that's going on, this you think you're worshiping God, but really you're just extracting money out of people. And he goes from that to actually giving the criticism, actually fielding the accusations, the traps, the theological debate that goes along with the Pharisees. That their job is to try and catch him on blasphemy or to try and trip him up. But instead, what happens is he bests them all. And there's the old 80s song by Pat Benatar, hit me with your best shot. This is Jesus showing up and saying, hit me with your best shot. Give me the best that you have. Give me the best argument. Give me the best condemnation of my ministry, of what I bring. And everyone, he not only bests them, but he destroys them. And the text always says something like, after this kind of sporty debate, and then the people were amazed, or then they were amazed, and then they were silenced. There's this way in which Jesus takes on the challenges of the day and silences them. And I want you to consider this as kind of how your Tuesday might go, or how your any day might go. That this really is what Jesus offers us every day. That this is really what the invitation of each day is that we might show up to our day and say, hit me with your best shot. What have you got? Life? What have you got? What difficulty? What challenge? What thing that doesn't seem to make sense? What grief? What horror? What are you going to throw my way today? Because there is nothing, there is no question, there is no difficulty, there is no accusation, there is no kind of trap that actually Jesus cannot handle. And that we have this, and that we can kind of stand in Holy Tuesday, well, every day. That we can, that each day we can kind of we can anoint and make holy that Thursday or Tuesday or Saturday or Sunday or Monday, whatever it may be, that we can stand before it and we can renew it each day. That we can say it each day, hit me with your best shot. What do you got? Like what challenge is out there that we don't believe? Because otherwise, because this is that we think of Jesus often in this, Jesus holding the lamb, meek and mild. But everything that happens on Holy Week, this entire week is actually Jesus on the offense. Jesus moving, not only just kind of tearing stuff up in the temple, but tearing down the authority of the Pharisees, because that's what happens. They get embarrassed. The whole crowd shows up. Remember, he came in with everybody waving palms, thousands of people looking at, saying, here is the Messiah, save us. They all cry. And now he goes into the temple and he shows that he's not only is he smarter, not only is he wiser than the Pharisees, but he shows their corruption and their basic their inability to have real authority over the lives of the people there, that they actually have no authority, that Jesus actually has the authority. And I think we too have this opportunity to live in this way, that when we can make every day Holy Tuesday, we can say, this bill that I can't pay does not have authority over my life. This thing that's about to happen, that's coming up, does not have authority over the peace of my heart, over this disease that I have does not have authority over me and the life that I live. That actually Jesus has authority over these things, and that Jesus has answers for these things. And they may not happen this moment. They may not happen this second. That they may not happen in, at the hour and the way in which we understand them or we think they should, when we may not even like the answers sometimes. But that this reality that Jesus sets up by kind of continuing to grind away at the authority of the money changers on Monday, of the preachers and teachers, the big kahunas of the Jewish world on Tuesday, on Thursday and Friday he will confront the very gates of hell in the betrayal of Judas. On the cross he will confront the power of mortality itself and death itself, and on Saturday he will confront the powers of Hades and hell, and the harrowing of hell, in the descent into the underworld, and on Sunday he will show up victorious. This is starting with these little the small things of the day, in this fig tree, or that mouthy teacher, or that priest over there that's extorting the people of Israel, and he ends up being victorious over death itself and all of the brokenness of the world and all the brokenness of life. And that's the journey. That's our journey too. That in a life of following Jesus, that's where we end up. We end up in that place. That we end up walking to our own resurrection. That's the invitation to this whole thing. And that the model of Holy Week is in fact the model of a life lived following Christ, where we and so that this invitation to Holy Tuesday is an invitation to consecrate each day, to renew each day in the service of God, in the service of the one who really does have authority over all these things, and the one who really can bring us peace, and the one who really does have our backs, the one who stood in the breach of hell itself and said, "Hit me with your best shot. You fire away. You got nothing. Because I was there before the world was born," says Jesus. That in it he has overcome death and death's domain, all to bring us life and life in abundance. So this is by an old preacher by a guy by the name of W.R. Huntington, and Huntington writes this invitation to us. About how we might step into this life as Holy Tuesday people. He says this: "Every day, let us renew the consecration to God's service." In the same way that Jesus was reconsecrating the temple by embarrassing the Pharisees, so too do we get to renew and consecrate our day to God's service. He goes on, "Let every day let us, in his strength, pledge ourselves afresh to do his will, even in the very trifle and the small, and to turn aside from anything that may displease him. He does not bid us bear the burdens of tomorrow, next week, or next year. Every day we are to come to him in simple obedience and faith, asking help to keep us and to aid us through the work of today and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, through years of long tomorrows. It will be but the same thing to do, leaving the future always in God's hands, and sure that he can care for it better than we can. Blessed trust that can thus confidingly say, this hour is mine with its present duty. The next is God's, and when it comes, his presence will come with it. This hour is yours, friend. This day is yours, friend. And with it, the things that you have to do and the things that you don't have to do and the things that are in between. The next one is God's. Give it to him. Let all that you might stand in the authority of this Holy Tuesday, and let all of those other authorities melt away. All those other fears melt away. All those other worries melt away. That because when the next day comes, when the next thing comes, when the next moment comes, God is already there, coming with it. Peace and grace to you all, my friends, and we'll pick it up tomorrow with another 11:11.